We are live. My name is Brad Bernstein. We are joined by David Squeezaniki. We will be joined by David Squeezaniki in about 15 seconds. We hear his voice. We got to show him as well. There you are. There you are.
I'm not joining. I'm a part of the show.
Well, no. If you're not here in the studio, you're joining us.
I'm in my studio.
What seems to be the problem making it in today, sir?
There's no problem. I'm in the studio.
No, you're not in the studio. You're in somebody else's studio, in your studio. That's fine. But we do a show here. So you got to come to our studio so we can do a show together. That's generally how it works.
Do I look dressed?
What? You do not look dressed. You look like...
I don't look dressed.
No, you look like this is what you wore last night when you went out.
Oh.
Yes, that's what it looks like.
Went out last night?
I don't know.
You called me last night.
I did, and you didn't want to join me. I asked you for dinner. I asked you out for dinner to join me. And
can't afford it.
You couldn't afford it. Okay, well, so be it. All right. 1-800.
But anyway, seriously, man, listen, I got in the car this morning, and I was sitting in traffic like 2 blocks up. It was not moving. I'm like, so I have a choice. I have a choice to get lambasted or go back to my studio and do the show and not get lambasted.
I have another choice for you, a third choice. Here's a third choice. Leave your apartment a little earlier to get here on time. Because it's the same thing all the time. I'm stuck in traffic. There's a taxi issue. There's an elevator issue. We hear this on the Brad and Squeeze show. I have to be honest. And all the Brad squad and all the Team Squeeze, I'm sure will agree with me that we have heard the excuses of the taxis, the traffic, and the elevators. And you had to walk downstairs. The Verizon guy had to come. Someone had to let him in the apartment or in the studio, wherever you may be. You tripped and fell. There was a
real studio.
A real studio. I know, but that doesn't matter. You're in a real studio, but you're in the wrong studio. There's a studio here that we do the show in.
No matter what I do, I'm still gonna get lambasted.
That is true. Yeah. That is true. By the way, when you were home last night, did you get a chance to catch the State of the Union, where the president gives his annual speech to let us know what the State of the Union is?
Such a wonderful, wasn't it?
What?
Such a wonderful speech, wasn't it?
I don't know. I'll tell you the truth. He makes me so anxious, this guy, and I think he makes so many people so anxious that I didn't want to watch it. I said I'll read about it after.
You know, I have an idea.
What?
We should call the Brad and Squeeze show. We should rename it as of Thursday at 5:30 p.m. the Donald Trump show.
No, it's not the Donald Trump show. But what I do want to say, because it was important last night, okay, what he said about immigration, Squeeze. And what basically happens with Donald Trump, and this is with everything he does, okay, is the message that he gives out forms reality instead of reality forming the message. So in other words, instead of this is what's going on and this is how we're going to fix it, this is what a real politician says, this is what a real politician does. Instead, what he is doing is he just ignores what's going on in reality. He ignores what's going on in reality, and he makes his own message up, and that message that he says starts forming people's reality. So this is what the problem is with America today, is that he's not talking about what's going on in reality. He's forming his own messages, and then he's transfixing reality to people that's not really true. And people are starting to believe it. You know, even before we get into immigration, Squeeze, I mean, take, for example, when he was in Davos last week, he said, look, you know, it's cold here. Or we had a cold spell in the United States, whatever it is. You can't tell me this is global warming. Someone has to so this is the message, you know, basically trumping reality. What reality is, science says this, and you can't argue with science. Globally, around the world, temperatures have risen over the last 50 years. It's like saying, you know what? We had a run up in the stock market for 21 straight days, But yesterday, the stock market went down. So therefore, the economy's in tatters. Okay? Trump has to know the difference, and he doesn't. So this is what the problem is between what climate and weather is. Okay? Weather is, this is what happens today. Climate is, this is what's happened over the last 50 years. So it's the same thing with immigration, Squeeze. It's the same thing with immigration, where his message is not really the reality of what's going on, and as a result of it, he's actually transforming what people believe is real when it's not. It's like being in a 3D virtual thing. You ever go into one of those 3D virtual things? You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? What is it called? Whatever it is. So for example, he says, you know, these are the problems with immigration. Okay, one is we have to secure our borders. Without secure borders, you know, America's not safe. And there's no question, okay, that every country has a right to secure its border and know who's coming in. But he talks about securing the border. So, and we're not sitting here saying the immigration system is perfect, because it's far from perfect. Okay, and we want, you know, on the Brad and Squeeze show, we want to fix the immigration system too. But building a wall doesn't secure a border. Because what nobody talks about is that, one, it's very easy to get around a wall. Two, a majority of people who are here out of status came here on legal visas or on fraudulent documents. The majority of people so they didn't come from running across the border. And then when you build a wall, you're not stopping people from running across the border, because they're going to build a tunnel, they'll take a boat, they'll jump out of a plane, they'll catapult over, they'll figure out a way. All right? So he's giving people, you know, a message that you build a wall and we're going to be safe. Building walls, unfortunately, doesn't make good neighbors. You know, learning about, you know, people makes good neighbors. Number two, he says, you know, we want to end this visa lottery, because the visa lottery just randomly gives out green cards to people, which is also not the case. You have to have a college degree or a skill. You have to have be vetted, have no criminal record. You have to go through a long security interview. It's not just randomly hand out green cards to people, and it's giving green cards to people who come from under-immigrating countries. It actually incentivizes people to come to America from countries that don't immigrate to America a lot, so we can really be a land of diversity. That's the whole purpose of it. And the biggest lie that he says, Squeeze, is chain migration. Okay? I am quoting him when he says, and by the way, every person who asks us a question, almost every person who asks us a question on our Facebook page, and we're going to get to that, so leave your immigration questions, always has to do with, I want to get my family here. Okay? And if it was so easy, nobody would be watching our show. Or we wouldn't be getting, why does it take so long, or why can't I do this? Yet Donald Trump says to the American people last night, under the current broken system, one single immigrant, I'm quoting him, one single immigrant can bring in virtually unlimited numbers of distant relatives. What distant relatives could they bring in? Can't bring in cousins, you can't bring in aunts, can't bring in your second cousin, you can't bring in people that have a DNA relationship to you that are third cousins removed. There is no distant relatives you can bring in. The most distant relative you can bring in is your brother and sister, which is far from distant. And by the way, if you want to bring in your brother or sister, you're not an immigrant. An immigrant can't bring in their brother or sister. Only an American citizen can. And only after waiting 20 years or longer.
Okay.
An American citizen can't bring in their married children. I mean, an immigrant can't bring in their married children. Only an American citizen can bring in their married children. And that American citizen who wants to bring in their married children is going to wait almost 12 years or 13 years for their married child. Far from chain migration. This is, Squeeze. Why are you taking your glasses off?
Because you just spent the past.
Because this is important. Because this is important.
I know it is.
It is important. And the point is that the lie of chain migration, the lie of it doesn't exist. It is Donald Trump saying something, the message trumping reality. So finally, Squeeze, okay, after Conan took our idea to go to Haiti, and the Grammys took our idea with the Statue of Liberty, Donald Trump has also stolen the Brad and Squeeze idea by starting off his speech, okay, I'm going to quote him. Tonight I call upon all, by the way, I think I say this better than him. Tonight, I didn't watch him. Tonight I call upon all of us to set aside our differences, to seek our common ground, and to summon the unity we need to deliver to the people. Sounds like Brad and Squeeze, right? This is in fact our new American moment. There has never been a time to start living the American dream. We agree. We agree here on the Brad and Squeeze show that it's never the right, this is the right time to start the American dream, but Donald Trump's American dream is not reality. We went out on the street, Squeeze, and we have been interviewing people, as you know, and asking them what their American dreams are. So what I would like to do now is show Donald Trump, if he's watching, or Jeff Sessions, or whoever may be watching, what people's real American dreams are, not what he said in his speech last night.
Okay.
This, in fact, is our new American moment. There has never been a better time to start living the American dream.
What is your American dream?
My American dream right now is for equality, especially for black women in America. Flint, Michigan hasn't had water in 4 years, and that should be something that is focused on now.
My American dream is getting out of student debt and making sure that no generation has to endure this crippling debt like the millennials have. I'm tired of it. I want to be able to own a home. That's my American dream.
I want to live in a place where everybody's equal. That's it. That's the promise of this country, is that we could all be equal, that nobody is above anybody else. That's my American dream.
The American dream is the everyone, regardless the race, the religion, the ideology, we can sit at the same tables and have the same opportunity to say, I'm a free man, I'm in the free world, and we have we deserve a better opportunity.
My American dream is to complete my education, meet as many people from as many different backgrounds as I can, and to eventually go back home and bring that knowledge to my small country and make people feel like they're mobile and they're able to do whatever they want, wherever they want, with no restrictions.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. What is your American dream?
I was born in New York. My American dream is music, and DJing is the one thing that I love.
My family's from Puerto Rico. I was born and raised in the Bronx. My American dream is to achieve success and prosperity through my hard work.
I am from India. I do hope that each one of us realize our own humanity and start helping each other succeed. We are all humanity, and that's the least we should be able to do.
I am from Poland. My American dreams be close to my kids and my grandkids, be happy, enjoy daily life. My dreams are very humble.
I'm from Suriname, South America. My American dream is to take advantage of opportunities to excel at my talents.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. What is your American dream?
I'm from the Philippines. My American dream is to have a job wherein I can help people to achieve their dreams, which is the most important thing for me.
I'm American. I was born in New York, and my American dream is to constantly learn and grow and use whatever God's given me to help as many people as I can.
I'm from Belgium, and my American dream is to bring laughter and joy into people's lives through comedy.
My family background is West Indian with roots in Curacao, Guyana, and Puerto Rico. My American dream is to live in a country where everybody loves and respects one another.
My background is Irish and African American. My American dream would be to make enough to live a happy and fulfilling life.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. What is your American dream?
My background is Jamaican. My American dream is to be successful regardless of my race, attitude, or for simply being me.
I'm Honduran, and my American dream is freedom. Freedom to do whatever I want to do.
I'm from Jersey City, New Jersey, and my American dream is always being able to fight for what I believe in.
My parents are from Haiti. My American dream is equal opportunity and access to a great quality education.
My family is from Belize, and my American dream is to inspire others and provoke change through the art of my filmmaking.
My family's from Pakistan, but I was born and raised here in New York, and my American dream is to take advantage of all the opportunity that I've been given here.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. Squeeze?
A lot of American dreams there.
Yeah, what's your American dream?
My American dream, I'm living it right now, to be able to actually build a company, take care of my family, and help the less fortunate.
Okay. Like it.
There you go.
Like it. We have one person. I'm sorry? I don't hear you.
What's your American?
My American dream?
What is your?
My American dream is to live in freedom, be able to do what I want, when I want, without interference from the government telling me how to live my life, and to be able to help as many people as I can be able to live the same life. I want to be able to help people become successful, if that's what they want to do. I want to help people to live where they want to live. I want to help people to be happy as best as I can. That's what I want to do. And that's my American dream, please.